What is up, everyone, and welcome to another video to my channel. I am Chimera, and I want to talk about something that I've been seeing a lot recently. That to put it simply, I don't know how I feel about it, but I want to give you like my thoughts, my takes, and what I'm seeing people talk about. Right. So, if you guys don't know, they announced that they're making an X-Men series called X-Men '97, which is supposed to take place after the original '92 or cartoon that I remember, right? Now, if you don't know about it, there's apparently a big argument about it, about it's woke or whatever. Now, for me personally, I don't like using the word woke, but if I had to give you a definition of like how do I view the term woke, okay, so woke to me is a TV series or a movie that is all about inclusivity and promote like equality on this stuff, but barely made and designed for X, Y, and Z reasons. Okay, depends on the series, depends what the X, Y, and Z series are. Now, do I feel like this is a bad thing bringing this back in this day and age? Yeah, because they don't really do a good job of bringing back nostalgia, right? And we already know like Hollywood's dead at this point. But someone did bring up a point, or I did see someone bring up a point I wanted to was they started to make characters LGBT. Well, not started, but the whole thing about characters being LGBTQ and whatever, right? And someone says it's been like this in the entire series, like back in the early days of the cartoon. But people say no, it's not. And there's the whole argument. I'm not going to get into the argument of saying if there are gay characters back there or not. To me, I think there wasn't, because I wouldn't remember that based on my history on TV. And I won't get into why. But one thing I want to say real quick is, if you're someone who says that there's been gay characters in the original X-Men series or something, can you at least, at this point, provide me a source, maybe an episode or some type of thing? Because I'm sick of you saying but not showing me evidence or a starting point, which to me, you will need that if you want me to listen to you any way, shape, or form, right? So please understand. Also, I'm not trying to take action against the LGBTQ. If you want to go live your life, go live your life. I have no say about it. Just keep in mind, you're not going to tell me how to live, so keep that in mind as well. So, the reasons why I don't think this series had gay characters. So, the reason I don't think the series had gay characters was the simple fact of, I remember other TV shows and all that back in the 90s, right? Now, keep in mind, 90s, there was this big science fiction boom that I remember so much about, because I remember watching stuff like Extreme Dinosaurs and Straight Sharks, which was literally fucking Ninja Turtle clones. The amount of Power Rangers and Power Rangers like show out there that I remember so much about. Then we had like a lot of science fiction movies, like all the Godzillas and all the Godzilla like movies or the mockbusters they have. I remember all this stuff. And I also remember that even though we were slightly okay with it to an extent, we also were okay with like lesbian like stuff, but that was mostly because of like the whole science fiction of alter science, make woman pregnant with other woman's baby back then. It was a really weird time back then. But I'm hearing this while I'm going down memory lane. I'm hearing about this X-Men show. I was looking at it and I realized something. They're talking about how it was gay back then. I was going through it and I was like, wait a sec, that can't be true for a few reasons. So around that time, Pokemon was coming out, right? I think it came out a few years after the original X-Men series. But I'm like, the Pokemon episode, Jinx, but the other one besides Porygon, but the one with Jinx, it got banned because James had breasts, and never explained how James got breasts, from what I understand. I never seen it because you gotta remember, it got barred from the US. So I'm like, if they're really gonna ban a character if they're really going to ban an episode because of a character having fake boobs, I'm like, that wouldn't be a thing back then. Also, another reason I thought of was the original Sailor Moon series on Toonami when it first came out. I remember that was around the same time too. Toonami has Sailor Moon, like I said, but it was there for like a couple years, but then they stopped airing it. And I found out later that they aired it for air quotes. The characters were too lesbian. Now, I know I said it earlier in this video that we were okay with lesbians' ideologies back then. And I'm like, yeah, that's true. But the problem when it came to the ideologies, or the thing was, it was okay for like the whole sci-fi thing, but like actual relationship wise, it wasn't allowed back then. And I can think of like a few other varieties of characters that didn't. Another like things you can use the same arguments for, like, well, that couldn't happen back then because this happened, that happened, everything. Also, you gotta keep in mind, like, I don't think it was like the late 90s and early 2000s when we were introduced to like more adult themed, or what they'll call adult themed animes like Yu Yu Hakusho, Inuyasha, and all that. But those are also primetime television, so you really wouldn't have access to any of those characters if you were a kid, unless you like broke mommy daddy's rules about it. So yeah, that's what I was saying. I don't think there were gay characters back then. If they want to add gay characters now, long as they make the characters good, I don't care. I haven't really interacted with Marvel in a long time. I think the only time I even care about Marvel is Ghost Rider. But yeah, let me know what y'all think. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.